Hey everybody, Roll the West. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and ready for the new year. Excited. If you didn't catch this past Saturday service, go check it on virtual. Now, glad to be back to you guys this week. Of course, my timing may still be a little off, but had a great vacation. My wife, some of you guys probably saw that. It was a really good time. First time we've gotten to travel in a while, especially. So it was a really good trip for our marriage and we got to enjoy it. So it was a blessing. But anyways, let's get into this week and let's talk. The thing I want to talk to you about is not being moved by what you see. Now, I don't really have a title this week. It may come to me. I've talked about not being moved by what you see, but it's really you got to at times check what's moving you, what's pushing you on the inside. Typically in life, the circumstances can go all around you all the time. Paul talks about this, 2 Corinthians 5, the big scripture quote. I live by faith and not by sight, or I live by what I believe and not by what I see. Well, when he's talking about that, you got to understand the setting a little more, where he's coming from. Talking about preaching the gospel, talking about going through all this kind of persecution, talking about their physical bodies breaking down because of just age. And then, of course, the beatings they went through, the physical hardship they went through that was taking a toll. And they're like, man, we're just ready to be absent from the body to be present with the Lord, but we're sticking into our purpose. So when he said this, it was like he had this encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus. He had this vision, he had this revelation that we're living from and should be continuing from by actually growing in. Paul didn't come to the final part of his own revelation. He only took it so far, and we were supposed to take the baton, but that's a different subject. But not being moved by what I see. So he's like, I'm doing all this. I know God told me this, but I'm going through, just pardon me, but crap every day. And I know if with this revelation, I know when I'm not in this physical, I'm with God, and man, life would be a lot easier. He's going through the suffering we all go through this world. So my thing to challenge you today, now we start putting that setting, I'm not moved by what I see, where you're going to see suffering. You're going to experience suffering in the world. It's just the darkness that goes on in the world, not God authorizing it. Some of it's our own self. Some of it's, yeah, I believe there's an enemy that's behind all of it, honestly, when we say our own self, because nobody wakes up and just wants to, cause suffering. Some of it's out of our control, though, altogether, and we're having to believe God. But what it is when you experience that suffering is not also one tying divinity to it and your reasoning behind it, where that suffering now starts taking you outside of your game, starts taking you off and making you question what you believe and your purpose and what God has told you to do in life. And you got to understand what you're balancing, what's moving you and what's moving your belief, what's moving your thinking, what's moving your emotions, what's ultimately moving your decision making. Man, when you experience things in life, you go through things in life, what are you going to let move you? And ultimately what comes down to it is it's going to be fear or love. Those are the two big driving forces in life that so many things spawn from. And the fear is self-preservation. The love is giving, and giving from yourself and trusting God enough that you can give. So I know I threw a lot of pieces, but you know how Monday is. It kind of scatters around because I'm going to pick up all the pieces I just threw out and then start going through them all through the week is what I want to do. But where do I want to land? The purpose and the thing you're going through when you experience suffering, when you experience issues, when you experience things, don't get moved by it. Not dumb. Yes, use wisdom. Don't lose your hope, though. Don't lose sight of that God is good. And don't lose sight of expecting the best in the outcome. Because, man, if you give enough time, God will flip it around. God will make every difficult situation work for your good if you just give it time and let God let your hands off of it a little bit. I know I struggle with that. And let God just take control of things and you follow him. And man, you're going to see goodness. Don't let what you're seeing always move you. Don't ignore it, but don't let it be what moves in here. Keep your trust in God. Keep your faith in God. No, it's going to work out. It'll turn out okay. In the end, you'll come out the other side better and stronger. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Love you all. Praying for you all constantly, and I'll catch you tomorrow.